Hello there book friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Megan and today I am coming at you with another book haul. I have so many books to read and I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but I just can't seem to stop. And because of this, I am going to be doing a little readathon this weekend, but I will talk more about that at the end of the video, so if you're interested, stay tuned till the end so you can hear about that. So I went to a used bookstore and I dropped off some old books and then I got some money in credit, so then I promptly used up all my store credit to buy more books because I have a problem. I also have a few books I picked up from the library that I'm going to show you because then I dropped off the rest of the books that I didn't want at the library. But without any more preamble, I'm going to actually get into some of the books that I picked up. The first one I picked up is Brandon Sanderson's Warbreaker. Apparently this is a standalone fantasy novel, an adult fantasy, and I really love Brandon Sanderson, but I don't really know much about this book other than that it is by Brandon Sanderson. I just read the back of this book and a little bit that it says is that it's about a young woman who is sent to another kingdom and gets put in arranged marriage, but things aren't like she seems, and it sounds like it could be good. I haven't seen it on BookTube, but you know, I really like Brandon Sanderson, and it's kind of fun to get into a few like fantasy standalone novels. I don't know when I'll get to this, but I'm excited to have it, and it just sounds like it could be really cool. So I'm looking forward to what is in this book. But on to the next book. Here we have another Brandon Sanderson book. This is Steelheart. This is the Reckoners book 1. This is a YA series, which sounds interesting. Again, I don't know much about it other than that it is by Brandon Sanderson, and I think it's a duology. I could be wrong. I just picked up the Brandon Sanderson books that they had that I don't own, which they didn't have like a lot of, so hopefully next time they'll have more. I'll just read the blurb it gives on the back because that's like, it's so short. It just says, David Charleston will go to any lengths to stop Steelheart, but to exact revenge in Steelheart's world, David will need the Reckoners, a shadowy group of rebels bent on maintaining justice. And it turns out that the Reckoners might just need David too. I'm gonna try it and see if I like it. If I don't, then I can always just give this to someone else who I think might like it more. And then we have the next book is Indigo by Helen Dunmore. Now this is the first book in a series and I own the second, third, and fourth, and I really have wanted to find the first book for a while but haven't been able to find it at any bookstores because it's not the most popular series out there, but I read it as a teenager at my local high school and I really enjoyed it and it was a lot of fun. Now this series we follow Sapphire and her brother Connor, and they live in Cornwall, and I love the fact that they live in Cornwall because it's such a different environment and I love to be able to see other countries in books that I'm reading. But this one, if you can't tell from the cover, has mermaids in it, and I love books that have mermaids in them as long as they are done right and not too cliche, and I feel like this book and this book series does it justice. And in this one, Sapphire and Connor's father has disappeared and she is trying to figure out, like, she's trying to think about what happened to him. She feels like the ocean called her and she goes out to the sea and she finds two merman people. And one of them becomes her friend and they go on adventures together. I don't want to say too much without giving away any spoilers. Also because it's been a while since I've read the first book. It's been like 7 or 8 years since I first read this book, so I don't remember exactly what the plot or exactly what happens in the first book. I just remember that I really liked it. And it's definitely, I feel like kids would really enjoy it. And there really isn't any romance in the first book or in the series overall. It's very toned down and it's not with the main character at all, which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the fact that there is a lot of relationship with her brother and her mom in this series, and it deals a lot with families, which, as I've said before, is something I really enjoy. So I am probably going to be rereading this book again in the next couple months. I don't know when. Whenever I feel like the urge to pick it up and reread it, because I enjoyed it and I want to look at it again through the lenses of my adult eyes and maybe be a little bit more nitpicky, but also enjoy the characters and the overall story. So the next book I have here is Talon. This is the first book in a series as well. I also happen to have the second, third, and fourth book, and now I have the first book, so I'm super happy with that. So now I can loan these books out to my sister because I think she might enjoy them. This series is about two twins, Dante and Ember Hill, and it's mostly told from Ember's point of view, and they are dragons actually, but they can shapeshift into human. That's kind of an evolutionary tactic I believe they use to survive. Ember and Dante Hill are 16 at the beginning of this book, and they have just gone out of Talon training, and they were stuck in a desert pretty much their whole lives, and they are just really excited to be able to get out into the world and see humans and learn more about their society and be young kids or young dragons. And I mean, the book sounded kind of like a weird premise to me at first, and I wasn't sure if I would enjoy it, but I actually really did enjoy this series, and I own the second, third, and fourth book as well, and there's going to be a fifth book, which is going to be the conclusion to the series, coming soon? I'm not sure when it's coming, but I might do a reread of these books before that one comes out. But overall, I really enjoyed the story, and I enjoyed the characters. They are both so interesting, Ember and her twin brother Dante, and we also get to see some humans. The other human main character in this series is Sebastian, and he is a dragon hunter. So he kills dragons, and he's with the Order of St. James, I believe it is, and he has been trained since he was a young man to hunt and kill dragons after his parents were murdered by dragons. So he has a vendetta against all dragons and wants to see their empire, which is known as Talon, which is why it's called Talon. He wants to see Talon cut down. He's working with the Order of St. George to try and get rid of all the dragons so that their world can be safe. I just really like the series, and I think that it's a good one that you should check out if you're interested. And the next book I picked up is One Dark Throne by Kendara Blake, and you've probably seen this around BookTube because that's the reason I picked it up, because I saw it around so much. This is the second book in a series, so I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to. I haven't read the first book, but I have it on hold from the library, so I could be getting that in the next couple days or a week. So I'm going to read that one first, obviously, because I don't want to spoil myself, so I don't know anything about this book, and I don't want to. And then it's a YA fantasy that centers around three sisters. That's all I know, and I don't want to know anything else. And the other book that I picked up that I've actually already finished is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. This one, so freaking good. Okay, this is a contemporary novel that deals with a character who has face prognostia. I can't say the word, I'm sorry, but otherwise it's known as face blindness, and I didn't actually know this was a thing until I read this book. But face blindness is pretty much a thing where you can't recognize other people by their face. They all kind of look the same. Those little identifiers that we use to figure out who is who, they all look the same. And the character who has it, his name is Jack, and he pretty much has to put on a persona all the time as kind of a jackass, pretty much, because he can't recognize people. So sometimes someone will come up and he won't know who they are. He'll have to look at their clothes or their hair or what kind of, if they wear jewelry or how they talk, to figure out who the person is. So that was really interesting, and I highly recommend reading this book just to learn more about that, because that was fascinating. We also deal with another character, Libby Strout. She was the heaviest teenager in America, and she had to be lifted out of her house because she was so overweight, and she had to go to a hospital and go to counseling, and she's been on a diet. We start off with that fact having happened 3 years ago, and she's considerably lost a lot of weight. She's still, I don't know, like 300 pounds maybe, so she still is definitely overweight. But it deals with how the fact that she is more accepting of the fact, and she's not ashamed about it. She knows that other people will make fun of her because people have been for years. I really loved her character. She was so very real and interesting, and also just a really strong woman, and I would highly recommend picking up this book. And then I picked up two books from the library, A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro, and this is a Sherlock Holmes telling in the present with two women. Charlotte is, I think, Sherlock's great-great-great-granddaughter. I saw this over on Rocky's channel from Blonde with a Book, and she raves about this book, so I put it on hold at the library, and I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think. I'm not the biggest mystery reader. I do like the TV show Sherlock, and I do like a lot of Sherlock Holmes retellings, so I'm hoping that I will enjoy this one. But yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't actually know that much. But that's one that I'm hoping to get to in the next week. The next book we have is Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. I have heard a few mixed reviews on this, so I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I'm going to give it a chance because I love Wonder Woman, I love the Wonder Woman movie, and I love her character. This one takes place on the island where she is living with all the Amazon women, and apparently they just have like an adventure there, so I'm hoping that I will enjoy it. There are a lot of DC novels that are being published by rather popular authors. I know there's a Batman one, which I also have on hold. I don't know when I'll get that. Now we have reached the end of my book haul, and I'm going to talk about my readathon. I am going to be doing a 48-hour readathon this weekend, starting at midnight on Saturday and going till midnight on Sunday. Now, if you want to join me, I'll put down any info that I need down in the description below, so I'm not sure what hashtag I'll use, but I'll put that down there. And if you want to join in, let me know, because I'm not sure how many people are actually interested. Even if nobody else joins, that's fine. I'm just going to be doing this just for myself to try and get a bunch of reading in, because I have so many books that I need to read, library books, and just some books that I feel like I've been putting off for a while that I really want to get to. So I'm going to be pushing myself this weekend to get to those books. And I hope that some of you will join me, and if you do join me, don't feel pressured to read the whole 48 hours, because that's impossible. Nobody can do that, because you need sleep. And also, if you've got a busy weekend and you're going out to do things, just go out to do things. I'm still going to be going out and doing things. I'm not going to be spending the entire weekend holed up in my room reading. I also have an audiobook that I'm listening to, and I'll be listening to that while I'm doing things. That's why audiobooks are super duper helpful. I love them so much. That's a whole other video though. If you want to join me, follow me down below on Twitter. I'm also going to put my Instagram account down there, because I just got an Instagram account for Bookstagram and for like my booktube channel, so I'll have everything linked down below, so go check that out if you are so inclined to. And that is all for now. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel down below if you want more bookish content from me. And as usual, thanks for watching. Bye!